Hey YouTube, this is RE Train Man 2. I've got my Digitrax system hooked up. It's on, it's working. I have a Tsunami Soundtrack Tsunami decoder in this engine. It was my first install. It actually worked good at the hobby shop, but it didn't work so good here at home. I'm not sure why. As you can hear, the engine works. The lights don't work. I was told by Soundtrax and a couple other people that I didn't need to use resistors, so maybe I hooked it up wrong. But that's not the main problem. The main problem is, as soon as it starts to go forward, cuts out really bad. I'm not sure if I crossed a wire somewhere, did it wrong, pinched a wire. I don't know. I tested the track like Digitrax said. Put a jumper across. The power box went off several times. I've been cleaning the hell out of the track. As you can see, the track is spotless silver. I programmed 00 on my DT402 to run one of my DC trains, and the DC trains actually run flawlessly. So the problem is the engine, not the track, not the power box. Whatever has happened has happened because of my botched attempt at installing a decoder, which I was told would be easy. It wasn't really easy. It was a hardwire, not a plug-in. There was a plug-in available, but it was the turbo model. I believe there is no plug-in model available. The TSU 1000 can plug in, but it has overheating issues severely. I was told that by a representative of the Soundtrax company, so I just decided to take the original PC board out. And anyway, I'm frustrated. If anybody has any suggestions, like I said, I've cleaned the track. I have Atlas track cleaner. I've used pads and Bright Boys and Goo Gone. I've used everything I can. All my other engines, even the old Athearn Blue Box motors, like these two here and the B&N engine there, they run flawless on the track. So I know it's not the track of the wiring. I ordered a decoder for this. It was the wrong one. I think I told you about that. So I get in the next decoder, and guess what? It's wrong too. So I'm gonna have to wait on that. I did get some new decals in, so I'll be finishing up that SP for the bloody nose. I got the decals in to do that. Finish it and make it look dirty. I did the number board. I know you can't see that because my camera ain't that great. but it says 1852 on it, and it looks good. It's straight. So I've decided to do other things. I've rearranged the garage a little bit and set up my display table a little closer to the workbench. I have more decals here to finish other projects I have. Golden West Service, B&N, and Montana Rail Link. I got a freight car back there. I intentionally painted a light blue, painted for Golden West Service, and a wood chip car I'm working on. But anyway, to make the story a little shorter, I've decided to go back to Nscale. I'm going to keep this layout and run it, but it's just about done, so I've decided to go back to Nscale. Those of you who have watched all my videos see that I've had Nscale stuff in the past. I had a layout before. I took all the old buildings off it. I've drawn a track plan roughly with a carpenter's pencil on this board. As you can see, the buildings are shaped funny because they were against a backdrop, so I'll have to modify them. You remember these buildings, maybe, if you've seen them on the layout. My Nscale Chicago 1968-1969 era layout with some of the stuff I've had on it. I actually had this stuff for sale on Craigslist a while back, and I had a friend approach me, an older guy. His name is Bill, and he got the stuff from me. We ended up making a deal, and he wanted to make a layout and never really got around to it. He ended up passing away of cancer, so I'm going to go ahead and finish it for him. I've already started. I've added on to the back of this building. It was made to go up against a flat backdrop, but as you can see, there's no flat backdrop here, so I have to modify it. It's on an angle. I'm going to put a road on an angle where the ruler is there, and add it right through the middle of the layout and go in between the building on the right and left under the overpass over there. I've extended this building out. It's going to have a rail line going inside of it. That's just sitting there for now. It's a old meat packing plant with a ramp that I built. This is a Design Preservation Models building. Here's going to be a thin alleyway with another building going here, so you can see boxcars being taken down this thin alleyway, which will make good for pictures and videos. Has some buildings over here. There's going to be a street right there in front of it with track laid into concrete and brick, which will look really cool. I have a overpass. It is scratch built, styrene and wood and whatnot, but the railings are from either Rick's Products or Pike Stuff or whatever it's called. I think it's the same company. And then this building, if any of you have seen Bill Denton's Kingsbury branch, that's what got me started in model railroading. Bill Denton is a very, very good modeler. So I actually built a layout that looked similar to his, and I didn't get it finished because I was a little upset about the Atlas track. All the switches, they kind of suck unless you get the custom line mark turnouts. This building, Wallace Press, it doesn't really look like this. It's actually a brick building, but I made mine a little modern because I moved my time period from 1968, and I think I'm going to go 1970 because I like a couple of freight cars that are from the early 70s era, including the 40-foot high cubes by Microtrains, which, if you haven't seen, they're really nice detailed box cars for Nscale. It's Hop Foundry. It'll have coal cars loaded in there. Like I said, these buildings aren't meant for this layout, so I'm going to have to modify them quite a bit. It'll be Nscale, Milwaukee Road, 1970. I'm going to say 1970. I have a lot of age-appropriate cars and engines for it. I don't have everything I want. You can never have everything you want. I'll be collecting over the months, and you'll see this layout get built from pretty much start to finish. I've already cut the boards. The bottom board where I want it, it's just sitting on my shop desk right now. But I'm going to take the buildings back off and put some superstructure underneath the board to keep it sturdy and rigid. This little piece coming out here, I'm going to actually extend it out another 3 feet maybe. And this will be the beginning of my little yard. It'll be like a staging area slash holding yard for the freight cars. I'll have to cut the bridge to fit the edges and corners of the layout. I'm not even sure I'm going to have the bridge there, but I know you can barely see the lines I have drawn for the track going into the buildings and where the switches should be. That line goes right under the corner of that building, so I'll have to cut the edge of this building off and make like a triangle shape out of it. But I just got done with this building. I'll have to paint it and start doing the detailing to it. I'm just mocking everything up now and getting ready to draw some better track lines with my Sharpie so you can see it. Let me know what you think. The video's getting kind of long. I'm going to put some really tall buildings in the middle of the layout. There isn't going to be any track in the middle of the layout because I don't want to go overboard on it. And the great thing about it is I can always switch from Milwaukee Road to Rock Island or Illinois Central, Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy. You know, those railroads that move around Chicago. I'll have all kinds of stuff running on the layout. But mainly I need ideas for the middle of the layout. If anybody has an idea that's not rail served that would look great in the middle of the layout as a centerpiece or a focal point, maybe somebody who lives in Chicago and knows of a building that's there that can provide me with a picture or even a video of it, I can pause it and anything I see I can build. This setup here was actually from the April of '98 model Railroader. Bill Denton's Switching Kingsbury's North Side article. I forget what the name of this cream colored building was, but I believe the brown one there is Philip Blum and Company. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But if you haven't seen that issue and you're an Nscale modeler, I really strongly urge you to check it out because it is really neat. And who knows, maybe I can even get Bill to give me some pointers, or Dan Lewis. He's also a very good Nscale model railroader. There'll be streets. The next time I do a video, I'll have marked right through here. I'm going to have a street that goes all the way up and connects with the street that goes over here next to this curved side building and goes behind those two buildings and in between the two small ones in the background. And well, I guess that'll be that for now. I'll have my track probably set up, maybe not running, but at least started by the next time I have another video up. I actually threw away all my tracks, so I don't have any right now. Like I said, I used Atlas snap switches, and they worked good for about a week. And I don't know what happened. They started to warp or something, and all the wheel flanges on my Atlas engine started messing up on the Atlas switch tracks, so I had to rip them all up, got frustrated, and scrapped the layout. But I'm starting over, and this is what it looks like. See you guys.